Hi, I'm Laura Sanko, and I'm here with the esteemed ladies of Women's MMA Roundup. We've got Kristen and Veronica, and we're here in Davenport, Iowa at the River Center, where tomorrow night, just hundreds of feet away, Invicta FC 9 will go down tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow night's main event is a flyweight title between Barb Honchak and Takayo Hashi. What do you think Takayo Hashi has to do in order to take that title from Barb?
Takayo has to come in and just really be dominant in this fight. You know, Barb sets the pace. She's super aggressive. She's all over you. And Takayo has a sort of a history of being very elusive and backing away. And most recently, she's shown a lot more aggression in her fights, and she's got to continue that pace and that aggression and get in Barb's face.
She definitely has to come and bring it to Barb because Barb isn't going to give her an inch. Barb is going to be looking for the finish. She gave up a career with her master's degree in genetics. So she is looking to establish her legacy here, too, with this championship.
And we saw a really amazing back and forth fight between her and Leslie Smith that ended up being a very dominant performance for Barb in the end, but it was a tough battle the whole way through. Do you expect that to be something similar tomorrow night with Takayo?
I absolutely do. I expect Takayo to come totally game and ready. She wants to take Barb's title, and Barb is looking to keep it, man. So Barb isn't going to let her do that. This means a lot to Takayo, too, because she's coming over to kick Barb's ass.
There's no better way to put it. That's what she's here for. You know, she's here to really cement her legacy and her career. And Barb is doing the exact same. You know, these last three fights we've seen, they've all gone to decision, but they've all been really high-paced, exciting fights. There's nothing boring about it. And Takayo has that kind of style as well, and that's what I expect to see tomorrow.
I think, when people think about 135 pounds, they immediately think Ronda Rousey for female MMA. Does Barb have that type of name yet? And would this fight get her would that solidify that position in people's minds, do you think?
I feel it would. I think that the flyweight division already belongs to Barb Honchak in a lot of ways. She has kept it there. And 135, we've seen a lot of changes with 125 because fighters have left the division to go 135, 115 for other opportunities. And Barb has held it down. She's kept the 125 division in place. She is the queen of it, and this will just continue to cement that legacy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally feel the same way. This is Barb's division. She has not left it to go elsewhere. She's sticking with it, and I think it belongs to her.
We're here in Iowa, in Barb's backyard. We've got Militage fighting systems right here.
Yeah.
Is that a big factor for a fighter in a championship fight, do you think?
Well, I think it's amazing for a fighter to not have to travel and do all of that and be where their support system is. Literally stay at your house, right? Be right there. But Barb is a big part of bringing that name back. She's really their champion right now within that gym, and it's awesome to be here because you know that she's the one that's going to be putting people in the seats, and she's going to have a massive support system behind her.
The next matchup is going to be a fantastic striking matchup between Mizuki Inoue and Karolina Kowalkiewicz. She's fighting out of Poland. A lot of fans may not know her. What should we know about Karolina?
Well, even though the casual fans may not know her so well, she's 5-0 out of Poland. She's got a super crisp striking game, and she also has really good cage instincts, which she's going to need against Mizuki.
Mizuki is known as just this huge up-and-coming star. Why does she have that reputation? How has she earned that?
Because she's just so amazing and dynamic in her fights. She's like amazing. Her boxing, her movement, everything is so on point with her. She's got 5 arm bars. She's a complete mixed martial artist. And an interesting thing with Mizuki is with the Japanese MMA, and especially with the women, we haven't seen a lot of dominant strikers come out of there. And she's done that. She's part of a new breed. She's part of a set of Japanese fighter that I think is really competitive here in the States. And that's why she's making such a big name.
Other than her awesome fight with Beck Rawlings, people also may not be super familiar with Mizuki. She's young. She's only 20 years old. What else should we know about her?
You should know that she's only 20 years old for sure, because she's only going to get better, right? But yeah, a lot of fighters who come out of Japan have traditionally a grappling background, but her striking is what sets her apart. So how that is going to play into what Karolina comes with and brings to the cage, I think it's going to make for a really exciting, dynamic match.
Absolutely.
And she's also currently the Deep Jewels lightweight champion, which I think is good to bring over sort of the champion level talent over here to compete. So,
I know she mentioned that she was looking to take that step up. She felt like the American competition would be a bit of a step up in competition, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, and I mean, I've heard rumors, people talking about that this potentially could be a title contender match to take on Katja Kampa, who just won the 115 title at Invicta. So we'll see where this sets her in the division. I think this will be a big step up because Karolina's not as well known, but she is a super dominant Polish fighter. She's very, like Veronica said, her fight instincts are amazing. She's very aggressive with her hands, but she knows when to take it to the ground and make that happen for her. She's got 2 submission wins, even though she's more of a Muay Thai background. So I think it's a really, really exciting matchup.
These are obviously 2 standouts in the 115-pound division. Do you think this should be a contender fight?
I would love to see this be a contender fight. Sure, I think they both got what it takes to challenge for the title, and I'd love to see that.
Next on the card, we have a surprise fight between Caitlin Young and Raquel Pa'alui. Her former opponent, Cindy Dandois, had to drop out because of visa issues, but Raquel Pa'alui, always game, stepped in on, I believe it was only 9 days' notice. This is an important fight for both of these fighters. Help us understand why.
Well, Caitlin's looking at a 7-8 record right now. She's on a losing streak, unfortunately. I mean, despite her her talents and the fact that she's been in the fight game for a long time, she's dropped her last few fights. So for this camp, Caitlin moved to California to the Glendale Fighting Club in Glendale. So I'm really looking forward to see how the changes that she's made in her camp will carry over the changes that we'll see for her in the cage.
Absolutely. And what do you think about, Raquel Pa'alui? I mean, this is really late notice. Is that going to affect her game, do you think?
Raquel's done it before. She came in on 8 days' notice when she fought Amanda Nunes in Invicta before. Unfortunately, the fight did not go her way, but she's ready to go. She was kind of one of those people that was raised in a gym. Her dad is a professional MMA fighter, and that's where her interest in the sport comes from. And so I don't think it's a matter of getting ready. I think she's a type of personality that's also always ready. And to add to that, she actually recently moved to Vegas as well, so she relocated from Hawaii to Vegas. Same sort of situation as Caitlin. I think it's kind of a unique thing. But she was training, or she was in the process of, she was going to fight Tiara Arnold in September, and that fight fell through. So she was ready. She's not been sitting around or anything.
And I believe she also recently competed in No-Gi Worlds, so obviously had to be in great shape for that as well.
She should absolutely be in shape. She took gold in the 2014 No-Gi Worlds in the blue belt division, so I mean her grappling should be on point. And again, I'm going to be looking to see how that plays into to maybe Caitlin's improved ground game as well. Caitlin's an amazing striker. We know that. We love watching her strike, but to see how she can translate her current training camp into getting that groundwork right, and maybe getting up here right a little bit too.
Yeah, absolutely. That's important for any fighter.
Of course.
Especially being at Glendale, she's working with Rhonda and Shayna, and these people who have really established ground games right now. It'll be interesting to see how that's evolved for her in the last few months of being there.
Our next fight is between Jody Escobar and Nickdali Rivera Kalanick at atom weight. These 2 105-pound women pack a lot of power. Oh, yeah. This is going to be a super exciting fight. Tell us a little bit about these girls.
They both just keep coming forward, man. I mean, they're both gamers. They're Jody Escobar, she's got really great conditioning. She pretty much never stops coming forward, but sometimes that can be her downfall. And I can say the same for Nickdali as well. Nickdali will stand in front of you and just punch you in the face like crazy and be like, "Are you gonna hit me back? No? Okay, cool. Let's keep going with this." So that's how I am hoping this fight will go.
Do you think that coming off of a win for Jody and coming off of a loss for Nickdali, but Nickdali's loss being so long ago, how do you think those two things plays into the mindset, of these 2 fighters as they come in the cage tomorrow?
Well, I think for Jody, it's great motivation, right? You're riding that high. It was on Invicta 8. It was very recent, so she's got that excitement. She's still in great shape. She's ready to go. For Nickdali, I don't think it really matters. If you look at her career, she's 7-8. She's up and down, up and down, up and she just goes. And she's a gamer. She'll fight anybody. Her record reflects that, So I don't think it's going to be playing into her mental, aspect of not being prepared or feeling insecure or anything. She's going to come out there and swing like she always does.
Both of these ladies are really known for just coming out ready to bang. Mm-hmm. The only thing about that is I wonder if maybe they might have too much respect for each other's power. Do you think that's a possibility?
I think it's a possibility, but I've also seen them both take a whole lot of punches. So if I'm Nickdali in my head, I'm not worried about Jody hitting me, and I feel the same way if I'm Jody worrying about Nickdali hitting me. Hit me, it's Halloween, we can just print it's a Halloween costume afterwards, So, hey.
So we hope they just go out there and punch each other.
I hope they go out there and really punch each other.
All right, that sounds good. So this is, it's obviously going to be a great night of fights. what among the other fights that we haven't talked about yet, who are you most excited to see?
I'm actually looking forward to the fight that's going to kick off the card, Megan Goodwin versus Kelly McGill. They're both really tall, lanky fighters, big up-and-comers in the 135 division, and I just think it's going to be this scrappy, awesome fight.
And how about you? Who are you looking forward to seeing?
You know, I'm really looking forward to see Lightning Liz McCarthy come back and face Amber Brown.
Yeah.
Amber is a number 4 ranked atomweight, and I know Liz just has a storied amateur career. She's 2-1 pro right now, but that doesn't really show where her talents are. So I just can't wait to see these two guys see what happens in the cage and bang each other up.
Yeah, I think Liz is anxious to get a ranking if she can.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely to earn
sure.
that and earn her spot.
And what would that mean for her beating number 4 ranked Amber Brown?
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Good times.
Absolutely. I'm Laura Sanko. Thank you guys so much for joining me and offering your thoughts on these great fights. Be sure and tune in on Saturday night for Invicta FC 9 on UFC Fight Pass.